You've seen ghosts in Red Dead Redemption 2, but Rockstar hid something way more disturbing, and almost no one noticed, because this might actually be the most terrifying ghost in the Red Dead Redemption universe.
And the craziest part, you've already met him. In the first Red Dead Redemption, there's this one character. No backstory, introduction, or explanation, he just appears, like he's always been there. The strange man. At first, he seems normal, just some random guy talking to John Marston. But soon he starts exposing your entire life like it's a podcast. He is saying things he shouldn't know, your past, your mistakes, your secrets. Stuff so personal you're just standing there like, who told you that? Stuff no stranger could ever know. He talks to you like he's been watching you your entire life, like you're not meeting him for the first time. He's just finally letting you see him. Now tell me that doesn't sound like a ghost, or something worse. But here's what makes things go from normal to straight up creepy. At one point, John gets uncomfortable, pulls out his gun, and shoots him. Point blank. The bullets hit, but this man doesn't react. No pain or damage, nothing. He just stands there, calm, almost amused, like this isn't the first time someone tried that. And then, your gun jams, right after. No reason, just jammed. So now you're standing there thinking, what exactly did I just shoot? Because that definitely wasn't a normal human. Then he looks around, slowly, like he's taking everything in, pauses for a second, and quietly says, "This is a fine spot." No explanation, just that. At the time, it means nothing, just a random line, easy to ignore. But later, you realize something that makes it way worse. This is the exact same place where John, Abigail, and Uncle all end up buried. The same land, the same spot, almost like it wasn't a coincidence.
Like, that moment, it was a decision. He already knew what was going to happen. Or maybe he's the one that chose it.
So now the question isn't, who is he? It's, what is he? A ghost? A spirit? Something watching over everything? Or something judging it? Now fast forward to Red Dead Redemption 2, and this is where Rockstar quietly confirms this thing was never gone. Arthur never meets the strange man, but his presence, it's still there. Watching, waiting. Hidden in Lemoyne, there's a small shack, easy to miss. But inside, there's a painting. Incomplete at first, but every time you come back, it changes. Slowly. Until one day, you walk in, and it's him, fully revealed, just staring at you. Yeah, same guy, same energy, and the creepiest part, the shack reacts to your choices, your honor, actions, like something is tracking you, silently. So maybe he's not a ghost in the traditional sense. He doesn't haunt places. He just appears, knows everything, and disappears, like he was never really there. And honestly, that might be even worse than a ghost, because if you ever decide to test him, just remember, the place you're standing in might already be chosen. Yeah, that's gonna be your grave.
You probably walked past this ghost and didn't even realize you were talking to someone who's been dead for years. Yeah, Rockstar did that. Just outside a ruined church called Coots Chapel, you'll see her.
An old woman, sitting alone, wearing a wedding dress. Already weird. You walk up to her, and she starts talking about her fiancé, Peter. She's worried and says he's late for their wedding, and asks you to go find him. Normal quest. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But here's where it gets weird. She talks like the wedding is happening right now, like time just stopped for her. So you head to Armadillo. Ask around. And that's when everything flips. Peter. He's not late. He's been dead for over 20 years. Yeah. So now you're standing there like, who exactly were we just talking to? You go back to tell Alma, and when you check Peter's grave, it says he died the same day they were supposed to get married. Now when we dig around, we came to know that Peter had a habit of going to the saloon, spending nights there, around females he probably shouldn't be around, and Alma came to know what he was doing. Now think about that for a second. A bride, on her wedding day, realizing the man she's about to marry is cheating on her. And then you look back at the grave. Cause of death? A blow to the head. Same day as the wedding. And that line, he will never dance with another, that doesn't sound like grief. So maybe Peter didn't disappear. Maybe he never made it to the altar. Maybe when Alma found out the truth, snapped and made sure he would never be with anyone else. And now comes the part that really messes with your head. You can find Alma's grave too, right there at Coote's Chapel. Says, died alone.
So the woman you were helping, the one still wearing the wedding dress, she was already dead, still stuck in that moment. She killed the man she loved. Some ghosts don't haunt places, they haunt the worst thing they've ever done. There's a place in Red Dead Redemption where you don't see anything, but something is definitely breathing. And yeah, that's already a bad sign. Like, I'm sorry, but if I hear breathing in an empty forest, I'm leaving that place. Welcome to Bearclaw Camp, a nice little abandoned spot in tall trees.
By nice, I mean burnt cabins, broken wood, 0 people. Basically the kind of place where even the map is like, yeah, you go check it out, not me. During the day, it's just creepy. At night, this is where things go from normal to straight up nope. Walk in, stand still, turn your volume up, and just wait. At first, nothing. Then suddenly, you hear it. Heavy breathing, slow, right behind you. And your first thought is, okay, relax, it's probably John.
Not John, not your horse, not anyone. And that's where your brain starts to do that thing like, maybe it's just the wind. Bro, since when does wind need oxygen?
And then your horse starts acting weird, nervous, shaking, but doesn't run away. Like, even the horse is confused. Something's here, I just don't know what. And the craziest part, there's nothing there. No ghost model, no jump scare. Rockstar really said, yeah, we're just going to let your imagination ruin your night. Some NPCs say this place is haunted. Old war, spirits, bad history. Cool. That explains absolutely nothing. So now you're just standing there, hearing breathing, in an empty camp, in the middle of the night, and honestly, at that point, it's not even scary anymore. It's disrespectful.
So yeah, if you ever go there and you hear breathing behind you, don't turn around. Not because there's something there, but because if something is there, you're not ready for that conversation. I think you've seen haunted places in Red Dead Redemption, but there's one town where it's not just one ghost, it's everything. And yeah, it's Tumbleweed. This place isn't just abandoned, it just forgot to stop existing.
During the day, it looks empty. Dead town, broken buildings, nothing moving. You ride through and think, okay, cool. Free real estate. But if you come back at night, now suddenly, doors start slamming on their own. No wind, no NPC, just boom. Like the house itself said, you're not welcome here. Then you hear footsteps inside buildings, walking around, slow, casual, like someone's still living there, paying rent, cooking dinner. Except, bro, who? And then you start hearing voices. Faint, muffled, like people talking in another room, and you're just standing there like, hello? Am I interrupting something? Then again, it gets worse. Something in town, you hear a dog barking, non-stop, echoing through the streets. So naturally, you try to find it. Worst decision of your life. Because there is no dog, anywhere. Rockstar really said, yeah, go chase that sound. Good luck. And somehow, that barking always pulls you toward the graveyard. Of course it does. Because this game loves disrespect. You'll even see horses tied up near the church. No riders, just standing there. Like their owners vanished mid-conversation. And inside that same church, there's a message written. The devil has got into that beast. Cool. Amazing. Very comforting. So now you've got doors moving on their own, voices with no bodies, a ghost dog playing hide and seek, and a whole town acting like it's still alive. So maybe this isn't just one ghost. Maybe Tumbleweed itself is the ghost. And honestly, that might explain everything. Because nothing here attacks you. Nothing chases you.
It just continues, like the town never realized it died. If you ever hear a dog barking in the distance and it leads you somewhere quiet, just remember, you're not exploring Tumbleweed. You're walking through something that never left. We have a ghost in Red Dead Redemption 2 that doesn't chase you or attack you, but might be the most disturbing one in the entire game, because she's not trying to scare you. She's stuck in the Blue Water Marsh. At night, fog everywhere. Visibility, 0. Sanity, also dropping fast.
And somehow between 9 PM and 3 AM, you start hearing a voice.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting.
At first, it's faint, like someone talking in the distance. You think, okay, random NPC. Then you see her. A figure. Glowing slightly, standing between the trees. White dress. That's Agnes Dowd. And this is where it gets weird. She's not talking to you. She's talking to her past.
You said all them things.
You just stand there listening, while she's slowly telling her story, piece by piece, out of order, like her mind is broken. And then you hear more. The worse it gets. She fell in love with a married man.
Daddy, don't say that, Daddy.
Had a child with him, and then, according to her own words, she killed her father, her lover, her child. And then at that point, you're just standing there like, Rockstar? Are you okay? And then finally, she killed herself. At the same tree where she once stood with him. And here's the craziest part. This doesn't happen once. You can encounter her multiple times. Each time, she reveals more. Like you're slowly unlocking a tragedy DLC you never asked for. If you get too close, she disappears. Because she's not there for you. She doesn't even know you exist. She's stuck in a loop, revealing everything, again and again. And if you follow her story to the end, you'll find that tree. And hanging from it is her body. Still there, swaying, and somehow she's still talking.
I know you've been watching me. Come, meet me in the swamp.
16 encounters, 1 swamp, 0 peace. And honestly, this isn't a ghost trying to haunt you. This is someone who can't escape from what they did. And after seeing that, I'm not going into that swamp at night. You got it, bro. Moving forward, we have something in Red Dead Redemption 2 that only shows up at 3 AM. And if you blink, you miss it. But if you don't, you're gonna wish you did. Out near Old Greenbank Mill, there's a stretch of track. Abandoned. Quiet. Too quiet.
During the day, nothing. But come back around 3 AM, fog everywhere, swamp making those weird sounds, and suddenly, your horse starts acting up. And you already know, when the horse starts tweaking, something's about to go wrong. Then, out of nowhere, you see a light. coming straight down the tracks. At first you think, okay, cool, train. Normal, safe, logical. Yeah, no. Because this thing doesn't sound right. No whistle, no engine noise. It just screams. And then it appears. A full train, glowing, transparent, just flying down the tracks like it missed its stop in the afterlife. And it doesn't slow down, doesn't stop, doesn't care that you are standing there like an idiot. It just goes straight through you. Yeah, through you. At that point, Arthur's probably like, yeah, I'm done drinking. This ain't normal. And if you try to follow it, get closer, gone, just disappears. Like it was never there. No loot, no passengers. Rockstar really said, here, have trauma. That's your reward. And the craziest part, there's no real lore, nothing confirmed, but some people think it's actually a reference to the Phantom Train from Final Fantasy VI, which means this might not even be part of the world. It's just Rockstar flexing, dropping the creepiest thing possible at 3 a.m. for no reason. So, yeah, no mission, no journal entry, just you, standing in the swamp, questioning your life choices, after getting run over by a train that doesn't exist. And honestly, that might be the scariest part, because if something like that can just appear, out of nowhere, who's to say what else is out there? Waiting.
And we have a forest in Red Dead Redemption 2 where you don't see anything, but you hear everything. And trust me, you don't want to hear it. It's Roanoke Ridge, and yeah, this place is already cursed. You ride in at night, and the first thing you notice? Silence. Not normal silence. That, why did everything just stop kind of silence.
Then the voices start. A man, a woman, whispering, arguing, sounding desperate. And you're just sitting there like, okay, who's talking? And why can't I see them? Some people think these voices belong to two lovers, Eugene and Ethel. Their story? They go into the forest for a peaceful walk. Romantic vibes. You already know that's a terrible idea in this game. Out of nowhere, ghost soldiers appear. Old British redcoats, marching through the trees like they forgot the war ended. And before you can even process it, one of them takes Eugene's head clean off. Yeah, romance cancelled immediately. And poor Ethel, she runs back to town, traumatized, probably screaming. Why all are not gonna believe what just happened? And the town's response? They call her a witch, and kill her too. Yeah. Worst support system in gaming history. And now, you can still hear them, out there, in the trees. Just whispers, echoing through the forest. In here, your horse also starts freaking out. Animals go quiet. The whole area feels like it's watching you. But the NPCs act completely normal. Like nothing's happening. So now you're just standing there thinking, am I hearing ghosts or am I losing it? And honestly, it doesn't even matter. Because Roanoke Ridge doesn't feel like a place. It feels like something that never healed. Like whatever happened here didn't end. It just keeps replaying. So if you ever hear voices in those woods, calling out, arguing, crying, just keep riding. Because whatever story you're hearing, you don't want to become part of it.
This one isn't even trying to hide. This ghost said, I'm gonna be dramatic about it. There's a woman who appears in Red Dead Redemption 2 once, cries in front of you, and then disappears like she remembered she left the stove on in the afterlife.
And no, you're not supposed to understand it. Welcome to Saint Denis Cemetery. Already creepy. Graves everywhere, fog rolling in, and the city right next to it acting like nothing's wrong. You walk in during the mission. And then you see her, a woman dressed in black, standing by a grave, crying. And for a second, you think, okay, normal NPC moment. Yeah, no. Because the second you get closer, she runs, and not like a normal person, just turns and disappears into the graves like she's late for something important. And now, of course, you chase her. Because we all make bad decisions in this game, but the weird thing is that she's always ahead of you, turning corners, slipping between tombstones, like she knows exactly where you're going before you do, and then she's gone. And this is where things go from sad to straight up creepy. You can try to shoot her. Go ahead. Nothing happens. No reaction or damage. Arthur's probably sitting there like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna change my gun after this. Some players call her the Widow of Saint Denis. Others think she's something else entirely. Because there are theories that she's not just mourning someone. There are cut voice lines where she's not crying. She's laughing, like full-on creepy witch laugh. Yeah, and the strangest part, no one in the game acknowledges her, like she doesn't even exist. So was she a grieving widow, a ghost, or something pretending to be one? Because she doesn't attack you, she just appears, cries, runs, and vanishes. Just like your last relationship. And honestly, that might be the only normal thing about her.
Alright, this one, no ghost model, no white dress, no jump scare, just war. And somehow, that makes it worse. There's a battlefield in Red Dead Redemption 2 where the war never ended, and the soldiers don't even know it's over yet.
Yeah. It's in the Bolger Glade. During the day, it's quiet and empty. Nothing special. But when you come back between midnight and 4 AM, bonus points if it's raining, because apparently Rockstar may have thought, let's add thunder for emotional damage. You ride in, and everything feels off. Then you hear it. Gunshots. Distant, echoing, men shouting, yelling orders, screaming.
Sir, Major Wilkinson and his men have been annihilated.
Thank you, soldier.
Major Smith is asking for permission to retreat to higher ground, sir.
Higher ground? Nonsense! He is to attack within the hour.
And you're just sitting there like, who is fighting who? There's nobody here. And that's the problem. There is nobody there. You don't see soldiers, you don't see a battle, you just hear it. Like the land itself is replaying something. Over and over and over again. And it all traces back to one man. General Quincy T. Harris. A hero. Back in the war, he told his soldiers to charge, push forward, fight. And then what did he do? He dipped. Left them. Sent them straight into death, while he disappeared. And now, those same soldiers are still there. Not physically, but you can hear them. Whispers in the fog. Confused, desperate, like they're still trying to figure out why they were abandoned.
Soldier, we must escape before the Yankees cut off the road. Is this a general retreat, sir? No.
And honestly, that's the scariest part, because this ghost isn't trying to scare you. This is a mistake that never stopped echoing, just sound, memory, and regret. So when you're standing there, hearing gunshots in an empty field, remember, they're not fighting anymore. They just don't know it yet. And somewhere in all that noise, there's a general who never came back.